Welcome, dear viewer. This is the adversary. And this is an invasion that I wanted to share because this perfectly shows the struggles of an invader. This doesn't happen all the time. Admittedly, this was actually just a very rare instance where I actually got some footage of it. There's already a couple out there on YouTube, but what you're about to witness is probably the worst scenario that an invader could ever come up against, and that is the host being a summoner. If you're an invader, you may or may have not come across one. It's kind of rare. I haven't. This is the only time in my mind to where it's actually popped up that I can actually remember. And you know, I haven't dealt with one as much as this one. Maybe there was a couple here and there, but they weren't as bad as this one. I'm probably just gonna label this under I'm probably gonna label this an invasion skirmish. You know, just like a short invasion, but something I wanted to share. But let's go on to the actual invasion. So I was looking all around the map. My invader friend went off somewhere, probably to search for the host as well, and I finally found the host by the bonfire, trying to summon in some bros. And I try and duke it out with him, but I get ambushed by a falchion wielding gold. So at this point, I want to play passively. I want to try and not get as much damage as I can, because I think, and I don't know, I feel like this host was trying to cheese the level, in that he was summoning people to beat the level for him. Now, I don't know if that's true, but I didn't find the host anywhere near the phantoms that me and my invader killed. And that, like, thinking about that, it's like why would you, what's even the point if you're gonna do that, you know? But then again, you know, he may have not done that. He may have just gotten frightened off and went back to the bonfire, which is, you know, I don't blame hosts for doing that, you know. I can imagine the, you know, the terror that goes through a host's mind when he sees that he's been invaded and his phantoms have died, you know. So I don't hold that against the host anyway. You know, I don't hold that against him at all. Especially after doing this for a little bit, you know, it's just become the norm. So he's summoning in some phantoms, and I bring out the bow, the millwood, try and, you know, just harass them at a distance. And I've used great bows before, but this millwood bow, oof, it's great. This build is actually a strength character. This is at soul level 90, and I'll show the build at the end of the video. This will actually come up at a different video, but I already have two separate videos here, or I'm sorry, two videos, and one's here at Grand Archives and another is at the Arc Dragon Peak. But I just wanted to share this because, you know, I thought at the end of it, I was like, oh man, I was drained after this fight. It was very good. I liked it. Did a couple of mistakes here and there. Got lucky at 2 instances, and maybe some that someone could get something out of if they play Dark Souls. So I'm just trying to play passively. I don't know where my invader friend is, but I think later on during this invasion, there's going to be a surprise phantom that I didn't think was here. I thought he only had 2 that was in the world, but I actually get caught off guard by another phantom that comes in later. And I think the invader was probably trying to fight him, and he lost the phantom. And he got shifted to my way. But the invader, I don't know. The invader, I wish he stuck around longer. I wish he actually, like, I wish he was here, because this would have made it a lot easier for me. But it's whatever. He was probably trying to find the host too, so I can't really blame him or something, you know. So the host is summoning in phantoms. I just, you know, usually in these type of invasions when the host is playing passively and then they get like a burst of courage when a host or another phantom comes in, I usually just try and play passively. So I see that the phantom has the one and only split leaf greatsword, and there's gonna be right here when he does a running attack. I try to get the backstab, I miss, but I'm gonna talk about that later on in my other video. And there it is, the phantom that I was talking about. I think the invader, my invader friend, was probably fighting him or trying to do something, but he lost him. I was surprised. I was like, what? But, you know, whatever. That refilled my Estus. I feel good. I get caught by the split leaf. And, you know, I see him coming behind the host. I was like, oh, thank the Lord. Thank goodness. Because fighting hyper armor weapons is kind of difficult in an invasion when you have to fight two people. And, I hear that death noise. I hear someone that died behind me. I was like, oh yes, he got the host. The invader got the host. And no, nope. I was stunned. I was like, no, no, please, no way. And yep, he puts on his rollerblades and slams me. So now that his phantoms have died, all of them for the most part, he goes back to the bonfire. You know, summoning him back other people. You know. The class of the Necromancer, man, and it is a Necromancer because he's summoning back his friends over and over and over again. So, you know, it's frustrating, but I try and get as much damage as I can or try to kill him in this, but, you know, he actually has quite a bit of defense. Chose the wrong time to switch my rings, but he actually has quite a bit of defense, so that's a little bit of a problem. Not only that, is because he has a great weapon, and since I'm being so aggressive, I get punished, rightfully so, too. But it's hard sometimes when they just backpedal and backpedal with a great weapon. It's like, it kind of like, you really have to be careful when you're using a weapon that may not break his hyper armor at that point, because they have the advantage. You never know when they're going to swing. They may be blocking one instance and you go for an attack and then they'll swing and then bam, you're going to get absolutely demolished. So, I bring out my heavy crossbow, which is great for harassing people at distance. If they want to play passively, I got these exploding bolts, and the heavy crossbow is like, it's like the crossbow in between the light crossbow and the arbalist. It's like the in-between in terms of weight and damage. It weighs like 4.5 units. And I like it a lot because it looks really... I never see people use it, you know? I don't see people usually use that. I usually see people use the arbalist, but that thing looks ugly. That thing looks ugly. But the heavy crossbow, I don't know what happened there, by the way. When I was going back, the footage just kind of skipped. I apologize for that. But we've already seen this guy. We killed him in the beginning, and he was actually quite good. GG to him. He was actually very good at fighting me. And see, this is what and then the host does something cheeky. He sends back the elevator, so I can't escape. I was hoping on that elevator escape so I can just, you know, kind of split them off or try and get a plunging attack while I was on top of the elevator, but it didn't work out. And there I hear that another invader had came. This invader, I don't think that invader did anything. I don't think so. At the end you'll see that he just kind of stands there, but just watches me. But the host goes back to summon even more phantoms. Summon more phantoms. And that right there, he almost broke my guard. Thankfully, I had all my stamina full, so it's fine. I don't know why I didn't heal. I actually got really lucky. Really lucky. You'll see in a moment. I should have healed so I could tank his 2 hits. For some reason, I just didn't even pay attention to it. And he almost got me because of that. Right there. If he had swung twice, oof, would have been the end. And then So at this point, I'm kind of getting frustrated, you know? Not salty, but just frustrated. Like, I want to win this invasion. I go hollow right here. Ooh, too close. It was way too close. After that exchange, I was like, GG to him. I almost got demolished. But thankfully, I came out on top. Usually on those exchanges, I usually get hit and, you know, we trade and we die. But somehow I came up on top. Thankfully. So... and the host scurries back to the bonfire. You know, it's the norm, but it doesn't take away from how frustrating it is having to deal with it. You know, after like, you know, after watching it, it's funny now. There are some more ones in there. It's funny now, but you know, during the time I was like, please, I gotta win. He heals up, and there the invader. I don't know what the invader was doing. I don't know if he was thinking this was a 1v1, but it all turned out right in the end. GG to the invader, GG to the host, GG to the fans. This has been the adversary. I'll see you guys later.